it's another indication how serious this event is. And we'll be giving you a little bit of information about that in a minute. But what I want to start with is the National Weather Service report. We just got off the phone with the National Weather Service. There's beginning to be some light at the end of this very long tunnel. What we've heard is, as predicted yesterday, the storm is beginning to move. It has already started moving north about half an hour ago, maybe 45 minutes ago. It's predicted to leave the areas that it's been pounding for the last day and a half and move north. It's going to go through Buffalo and into the northern suburbs, weakening. That they're predicting 3 to 5 inches at the most in the new communities that it's going to hit. Buffalo a little less than that, perhaps 2 to 3 inches. Those amounts are things that we all know we can easily handle. That's sort of a regular day in Buffalo. And so the storm's going to move. The areas that have been pounded, just very badly hit, will see a respite. It does not mean that the ordeal is over. That we are very strongly urging people, and we'll be doing this throughout today's press briefing, that people stay in place. Even if the sky clears and it looks a little okay out there, the driving bans will remain in effect. And I'll come back to that in a second. But for the towns that have been hit so hard, they get a little bit of respite. But it is not over. On Thursday, so Wednesday is today, Thursday, tomorrow, we expect that the storms will reoccur, starting in the North Town, sweeping south, and probably then staying put over the hard-hit communities in the center of Erie County. They're predicting, the National Weather Service is predicting, another 2 to 3 feet of snow in those areas. That will get them to 90, 100 inches of snow. That's a year's worth of snow in 4 days, 3 days. After Thursday, it alleviates. It looks as if there'll be more snow, but shifting further south into Chautauqua and Cattaraugus counties without the same intensity that we've seen. And it will then be followed by a warming trend, really a dramatic warming trend over weekend. So it looks now as if after we're through with Thursday, we'll begin to really see the end of this event. But we've got a little longer to go, and we ask people who have been so good, so many have been so good by staying where they are, and they've been doing what they've been told, a little longer. We've got to have people stay in place a little longer. And I'll give a reason why, and then we'll go to the county Public Works and Response team. But before we do that, I do want to mention that we are getting amazing support from the state, and both the National Guard and from state DOT. I think these numbers are in the press release, but let me give it to you. State DOT has mobilized its forces throughout the state, and they're deploying 160 plows to our area with 350 staff so they can go around the clock. Some are here, the early elements are here, but the rest are still coming in. 8 major blowers, big blowers that they use up in the North Country, and 15 high lifts, and they're contracting with a large number of private contractors, particularly people with really heavy equipment. Big deployment coming out of Olean where there are tracked vehicles, and we're getting, I think it's 6 major tracked vehicles that can carry people. The National Guard began to deploy last night, and they've been carrying out some missions, but a large number of National Guard personnel are expected to arrive 8, 9 o'clock and be sent out. The system is now working quite well in that as assets come to this location or under the control of this location, they're being dispatched out. So they're out on the streets now doing the work. The biggest challenges continue to be vehicles abandoned on the roads. And one of the greatest frustrations have been vehicles beginning to move and getting stranded. New vehicles getting stranded. We've had some trucks jackknifed on roads that we had cleared, and it is not only frustrating, it's a huge setback for us, and we need to keep vehicles in place and off these roads, or we'll never get them clear. And we have to do extraordinary efforts now to yank the vehicles out of their locations, get them out of the roadway, so we can either plow, which has been increasingly difficult, or use these payloaders and scoop the snow out, like shoveling it, putting it in dump trucks and moving it. The driving ban remains in effect pursuant to the county's order. The emergency order remains in effect for all the same communities. Even if they have a sunny day today, and there may be some sunshine, the driving ban remains in effect. Okay. What I'd like to do is turn it over to Greg Butcher and then Bill Geary to give updates on the status of the emergency response, and then Scott Petronic from the Sheriff's Office. So, Greg, why don't you give an update?